Good afternoon and welcome for Chit Chatting with Jocelyn. So it's solo for this show. I have gotten a ton of emails and messages and messenger and just so much information that I wanted to share it with you. I wanted to give you some things to think about. A couple weeks back, maybe a couple months back, I did a hypocrisy and lies. So this is a version of it, maybe more like expose. We have all sorts of things going on in this world. Some scary, some's not, some's ridiculous. It's all over the place. So I just want to give you some things to think about, some articles. We do have a primary coming up in September, and I know everybody's like, oh, you're always about politics. Let me tell you. 5 years ago, I was not. I knew about the different parties. I knew about Constitution and things like that, but not to the extent that I do now. And I finally have really honed in on how laws are made and how all this goes on and how we're being bamboozled. I reference taxes a lot. And it's important because it's your hard-earned money, my hard-earned money, that's just being taken willy-nilly. Oh, but you have to understand, Jocelyn, it's for the greater good. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say for the greater good. That is a human trait. That is a moral and a value that we all had at one time, that some of us still have. That is helping your neighbor, watching out for the seniors, taking care of the children. It is not shoving down the person's throat what you feel, what you think, and definitely not the government's job at any level. We're looking at it right now in our schools, our public schools. That is your money and my money that is taken as property taxes. And it goes to the town or city, and it goes to the schools. In the city that I live, 80% of my property taxes goes to the public schools. That's a pile of money. And to be told I have no say, to be told your kid's already graduated, you have no skin in the game, is really, really very, very rude. It does not just to me, it's to everybody. And when you go to the school and express your concerns or your displeasure or your anger, which you are duly entitled to, I'm not saying violence, I say anger, and you're told shut up and sit down, or you've got 2 minutes, or you're not allowed to speak about that, or we're going to mute you. People, this is not normal. This is not constitutional. This is not, when they say, this is not who we are. This is not who we are. Sitting back, complying, being told what to do like a little 3-year-old. Did you like when your mother and father talked to you and told you go to your room? Back in the days when they did that. You're not going to get to watch that black and white TV and, oh boy, you don't get to go and change the channel manually. And I'm trying to make a little bit of levity here. Did you like being told what you could do and not do? Did you like being told that you were a bad boy or a bad girl and you're not allowed to do that? You're not old enough to do this. You're not old enough to do that. You don't pay taxes. This is what's happening right now. And they don't have the right. But we have allowed it. We have allowed them to make decisions for us because, oh, you don't understand. I have to go to work all day. Yes, I do. I worked 14-hour shifts. 4 days on, 4 days off, 4 nights on, 4 days off. Try and do shift changes like that. That's EMS, police officers, nurses, fire, that on a daily basis work a 12+ hour shift, helping others. So yeah, while we were busy, the fox was in the hen house. The federal government, excuse me, is taking federal money out of your paycheck and my paycheck and your paycheck. And they're sending it up to Washington, where it gets all washed, nice and clean and pretty. And it's sent a little bit here and a little bit there and here, there, and here, there. And oh, by the way, let's send some money back to the state. But we're going to have strings attached. You're going to have to do what we say when we give you federal money. Oh, but Jocelyn, you don't understand. It's free money. Nothing is for free. It's not free money. It was your money taken out of your paycheck. Well, it pays for the military. Yes. That's what the U.S. Constitution is supposed to take care of. It goes for the roads and infrastructures and bridges. Yes. But how come our roads are in such terrible disarray and our bridges suck? With all that federal money you've been taking from our paychecks. So infrastructure and defense. The third thing that our federal tax dollars that they take out of your paycheck are supposed to pay for is trade. How's that working for you? We've got independent truckers that can't go to California because Gavin Newsom has decided that it's only going to be trucking companies and people that comply, and the truck can't be older than 5 years in order to come into his state. Are you out of your mind? And the California people keep voting for people like this? Are you serious? This is heavy duty people. Have you looked at the shelves at the store? We have less selection. The shelves are pretty full, but the selection is way down. How many choices of canned fruit do you have? Maybe you don't eat canned fruit, but you know what I'm saying. Have you looked at the loaves of bread? How many choices and makers that we used to have that we don't have now? Go walk up and down and see how choice has been taken away from you. Not to speak of the prices of groceries, the price of gas. But Jocelyn, it's down 60 cents. Yeah, but it's up $2.50 from a year and a half ago. Don't be bamboozled. Don't fall into that trap. It was less than $2 a year and a half ago. It's now $4.20, $4.35. Oh, but I saw it for $3.99 with a car wash. You want your car wash? That's great. But here, the price of a car wash is anywhere between $10 and $15. It's probably gone up, and it's probably like $12 to $16 now. I wash my own car, full disclosure. So you get $3.99 and a car wash. So let's just pick round numbers. So you fill up your car, not totally, I'm not saying it's empty, but you fill up your car this time, you pay $50. If you did the $4.20, let's say it had been 60. I'm not doing math in my head, sorry. So let's say it would have been, wait a minute, I'm doing this wrong. Wait a minute, I'm doing this wrong. If to fill up your car at $3.99 is $50 and you get the car wash, you have to add the $15 to it. So you actually paid $65. If you had bought the gas at the higher price, you might have only paid $55. Sorry for the mess up there. You need to pay attention to what they're saying. Again, lies, 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 manipulations, half-truths, winking. It's really not that bad. Really, it's really not that bad. Stock market, up, down, up, down, up, down, huge amounts. Who's really running the show? Are they making it look good on a day that's bad? Like, what, yesterday they raised the interest rate by 0.75 of a point? Oh, well, we have to stop inflation. You know how you stop inflation? Stop printing money and giving it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry to not go to work, to stay home, to cover any ache or pain that they have. Go to work, people. There's tons of jobs. They pay better than they ever have. This is what America was built on, not to make your life easy off of my back or anybody else's back. And then to say, well, I want this and I want that. You didn't work for it. I'm sorry, you're not entitled to it. That's the cold facts. I'm going to go to my little handy-dandy iPad here, put my glasses on. Tons and tons and tons of memes. Yep, I don't want to see that. Sending me messages. There's a issue of brewing in New Hampshire. It's called Gunstock. I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but essentially Gunstock is a ski resort up north. And it's owned by the county of Belknap County. So the tax money helps subsidize Gunstock Ski Resort. Well, they had a board, and they've been doing some stuff that's not kosher. And a financial review was asked for, and everybody got their pants in a twist. When you're using public money, when you're using county money, when you're using taxpayer money, you have to be accountable for every penny. Like your city, like the state, like the federal government. They've all gotten away with it because we have allowed them to. Well, Gunstock is no different. And I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 very nice gentlemen, very smart men, went in and said, you're going to do this, 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 and this, and everybody lost their minds. You can't do that. You can't this, you can't that. Yes, they can ask for an audit, a financial audit. Yes, they can. That's the job. It's owned by the county. You have to answer. Well, a bunch of people quit, a bunch of people resigned, blah, blah, blah. Look it up. Gunstock in New Hampshire. The other thing is, the original committee took county money, taxpayer money, and made a donation to Chris Sununu, the governor. You can't do that. They did it, and the campaign cashed the check. I have a copy of the check right here, both sides. Written to and cashed by. What else has been going on up there? Gee, I wonder if it's going to be sold. Because it's not making any money. Gee, I wonder if it's in conflict with some other ski resorts. I wonder who's going to buy it. All right, look it up. Do your research. Just getting you to start thinking. Everything's not as it seems. It's the same with our voting machines. They are unconstitutional. They are illegal. They were supposed to be a 3-year lease. It's now been 43 years. Guess what? We've been paying for this for 43 years, for those machines, which are old, decrepit. Should they be replaced? No. Not until an amendment to the Constitution is made. You can't change the Constitution with a wish or a prayer, good feelings, good vibes, greater all. You can't change the Constitution with a rule. You can't change the Constitution with a mandate. The Constitution must be changed with an amendment, voted on by 2/3 and initiated by we the people. Till that happens, these machines are illegal and unconstitutional. Besides which, they don't work. Besides which, did you know that in a federal election, where you're electing a president, senators, and congressmen that go to Washington, D.C., the ballots, the paperwork, the memory card, everything, shall not, never, 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 shall not be destroyed for 22 months. Guess when 22 months is? This September. Go to your town clerk and ask for the memory cards in your machine. They don't have them. In fact, they were sent back within a week, within a month of the 2020 election, November 2020. Were sent back to LHS, a company that pretty much takes care of all the machines on the East Coast, or at least the Northeast. Let me clarify that, Northeast. One company taking care of all those machines that are leased, not bought, can't find the contracts for, and a ton other issues that I'm not going to go into because there's several lawsuits on those right now. But those memory cards were sent back because the town clerks weren't told that you have to keep them for 22 months. That information, that voting information on those memory cards had to be preserved for 22 months, which is not up till this September. Yet they were all sent back and wiped clean. Well, why were they wiped clean, Jocelyn? Well, they were wiped clean because we had town elections in March and April. So they had to wipe them clean to put the new information for the new election. Well, you know, that's just the way it's been done. I'm sorry, that is a felony. That is a crime. Has anything been done about it? No, all people do are yell and scream and pound their chest and cry crocodile tears. Those memory cards should have been preserved, held for 22 months in the town, at the town clerk's office. It's not the property of the state. The machines are not the property of the state, because if we, the people, no, we, the citizens, pay for those machines through our town property taxes, we own them. We own everything. We own the ballots. Here's another thing. Do you know that there are ballots from various cities and towns that had recounts that they're sitting up in the Secretary of State's office? They should have been returned because they don't own them, but they refuse to return them. Do your research. Those are your ballots and my ballots. Our ballots. We paid for them. It's our machines and our memory cards. Go back and look at Wyndham. Oh, well, they did that big, audit up for Wyndham up in Concord. Go back to my show that I did earlier with Karen Testerman, who's running for governor for the second time. She never gives up. Harry Hursty was at the Cyber Symposium years and years ago. There's a movie. And he was able to hack into the Diebold AccuVote Dominion machines. Who was the head lead cyber audit person last year for the audit of the Wyndham machines? Harry Hursty. And the first thing he did when he started up those machines and was given the instructions by Silvestri, the owner of LHS, and he wiped the cards clean. It's all on video. All on video. And we, the citizens, did not want him. The state picked him. You want to talk about corruption? You want to talk about dirty play? You want to talk about dirty tactics? It's everywhere. Just like going to your school. Go to your school board. You've got 2 minutes and sit down. We're going to mute your mic. Excuse me, last time I checked, this was the United States of America, not the Communist States of America. Although it seems very much like it right now. People, now is the time. All right. Let me go through all these hundreds of memes, you have no idea, that get sent to me. This was a lovely meme, by the way. Photograph, picture, whatever you want to call it. All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. And third, it is accepted as being self-evident. Nice little thought. This is going to be just sort of shiny thing. I'm going to throw a whole bunch of stuff at you. Keep you thinking, keep you on your toes. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, does not recommend the general public wear N95 respirator masks to protect themselves from respiratory diseases, including the coronavirus. Skip down. Well, I won't, because the N95 masks are designed for contaminated environments. So if you're working in an environment where there's all sorts of dust and stuff in there, the mask protects you, clean air goes in, but your breath, your CO2, goes out into the already dirty environment. You don't breathe in the dirty environment. There's a filter. Just saying. But your germs, your CO2 is expelled into the environment. It's not filtered. So why would you put on an N95 mask? Take them off. Surgical mask. These masks were designed and approved for sterile environments. In the operating room. sterile water, air, temperature controlled. Everybody's in sterile surgical suits, sterile gloves. The amount of particles and contaminants in the outside and you can see this environment where people are clogging the masks as you breathe because of the environment. This is not the surgical environment, the regular day-to-day schools, grocery store, air, your car, your house, that environment. They are clogging the masks quickly. If they get moisture, if you're breathing and you're a little sweaty and the mask gets moist, the mask traps it, and you become a walking virus dispersory. If they get wet and moist, they're useless. A clogged or moist mask will render it useless. This is on the paper in your mask box. Actually, go read the side of the mask box. People, stop falling for this. It's lies. Well, if it catches one, it's not going to catch one. They're too small. The particles are too small to be caught by these masks. Every time you put your mask on, you are breathing the germs from everywhere. They should be, I said this 2 years ago, changed or thrown out in the trash, not to be used, not on your dashboard, every 20 to 30 minutes in a non-sterile environment. Surgical masks are not designed for the outside world and do not filter the air upon inhaling through it. Its filtration works on the exhaling, rendering it useless outside of a surgical area. Cloth mask doesn't filter anything. They trap the carbon dioxide the best, and you re-inhale your carbon dioxide. Last night, there was a report, and I laugh because I actually don't know if it's true or not. I have to do some more research, but here's your homework till next week. There's a new chewing gum that could help reduce the COVID transmission. Don't know if it's true or not. It's interesting. Sounds way more smarter than the rest of anything else, but just saying. All right, let's get to some other good ones here. Let's see. After 40 years, 40 years of research, there is no vaccination for HIV. There is no vaccination for cancer after 100 years of research. There is no vaccination for the common cold, but yet a virus, not a bacteria, a virus, mysteriously appears, and within 12 months, a vax is found by no less than 4 pharmaceutical companies within 1 week of each other. And you're mandated, which is not a law, mandated to take it. Hey. The Act of 1871, people have been throwing this around, just a little tidbit. 1871, on February 21st, Congress passes an act to provide government for the District of Columbia, also known as the Act of 1871, with no constitutional authority to do so. Creates a separate form of government for the District of Columbia, D.C., which is a 10-mile square radius parcel of land. Look that up. There's actually 2 other in the world. We have the 10 square miles in D.C., which is a foreign territory, which is also the capital of the United States. You have England. London is the city. And the city of London, which is 1 square mile, the banking square mile, which is the capital of England. And it's a foreign territory. And then we have in Rome, in Italy, Rome, you have the Vatican. 14 square miles. Has its own constitution, has its own rules, its own police, and it's a foreign territory, yet it's the capital of that country. All three of these examples I gave you are foreign territories, yet they're all the capital of those countries with their own constitution, their own rules, and their own police. See a problem? Do some research. Act of 1871. Here's another goodie. Seems like I'm stuck on health. Well, I'm not stuck on it, that's what I keep getting. During the 1940s polio outbreak, kids did remote learning while their teachers taught them over, guess what? The radio. Because TV wasn't that popular and very expensive. So remote learning's been around for a long time. And they haven't perfected it. Isn't that weird? Polio outbreak, virus from China, remote learning. I'm guessing they did a much better job in the 1940s. Let's see. We're down to 57 seconds. I'm going to come back and tell you more about the head of the WHO, Tedros. He's not a physician. His education is questionable, somewhere, some college in London. He likes to frequent bars in half tops and shorts as he gyrates drinking. Appointed, not elected, making decisions for the entire world. This is what we have, are appointed people's councils, positions that you and I never voted them in. We did not elect them. This has to be fixed. We have to go back to we, the people, we, the citizens, we, the taxpayers. We tell our state government what to do because that's how it was set up. Don't let them tell you anything different. Have a fabulous rest of your night. Be safe, learn the Constitution, and I'll see you next time.